Welcome to Herschy and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
A show about nothing. Two morons are talking. They both are really funny. They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Hey, hi, how do you do? It's Tuesday night and we're here with you. It is the Hershey and the Keegs Show. Welcome, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
I'm very proud of you that you've definitely. I don't know if you thought about these 5 seconds before the show started the past few weeks, but
No, I've been thinking of them for 6.5 days.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm really proud
of
of
6.5 days to come up with these intros. Like you said, we're probably going to put them together and have you vote on them.
I mean, they're just sharp, witty, adorable. Really, you in a nutshell.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Dude, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Like that.
And thank you all for tuning in. It's Tuesday night, like we said. Hershey and the Keegs Show, Mike Keegan, Mark Hirschman, Sally from the Valley, and we are happy to be here tonight.
We really are. It feels like it's been a long time. It's been only a week, but the holiday weekend, it feels like we've been separated for a while, and we have not been.
That's what it is when you get those 3-day weekends. Like today felt like Monday, but I'm like, oh, we have the show tonight.
Yeah.
And it's already Tuesday, and I feel like it's been forever.
Forever. I've missed you guys. I don't know if you feel the same about me, but it's good to see you. We probably have a lot to cover. And I want to hear about your weekend. I saw a picture of you yesterday. You and Jay, comedian Jay,
Fat Jay.
Yeah, I don't like calling him that.
I don't either.
I don't
but
like
that's
that. So I like Jay a lot, and he doesn't mind that it's his comedic name, but I'm not comfortable with it. So you and Jay were frolicking around the swimming pool yesterday.
We looked very majestic in the water.
I gotta tell you, you guys look regal. Yeah. You guys look like if swans were people, that would have been the photo of the two of you.
We could move in the pool.
It was just a nice picture.
Fun.
I don't know who else was in the pool with you. I don't know who took the picture.
It was actually a video that Steve Perillo was actually.
Okay, Steve Rocco Perillo. Yeah, of course.
The drunkest I've ever seen him, first of all.
That speaks volumes.
I can't even really.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
So he was inebriated, but he was videotaping me and Jay in the pool. Me and Jay were cutting a promo for our comedy, but it was fun. We were in the pool.
That was nice of Steve. That was a nice gesture he made.
We were at Carrie Karavis's house. For a little.
I know
4th of
Carrie.
July soiree.
Yeah,
it was very nice, beautiful party. Mm-hmm. And they on that video of me and Jay in the pool. Jay's also a larger mammal as myself.
Yeah, big boy.
I kill that sound.
I heard.
They're on now.
Hey now. So it's a
little treat.
show about nothing. I think I hear the Mad Dog.
I don't know.
Is that the Mad Dog?
What do you mean?
Someone's chopping in.
Are we getting hacked into? Is that Russia?
So they're on now live, and they're gonna bring me in about 9.
Oh, that's Monty.
Oh, that's Monty.
That's Monty.
Good to see Monty on there.
Oh,
so we didn't get a chance to tell you.
The big surprise.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to tell you that we decided last minute today to pop up a guest. There's a couple of reasons for it. It really just came to life a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Hopefully he keeps quiet for the next couple of minutes because that threw us a curveball. And we neither one of us need that kind of stress in our life.
Exactly. The mystery was solved. But Monty will be on in a little bit. Our good friend Chris Monty.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, there were a lot of comments, obviously, of me and Jay swimming in the pool.
Yeah.
My friend Jay Nog had the best comment.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
He wrote, "What aquarium is this?"
Oh God in heaven. That's harsh.
It was very harsh, but it was actually very funny because there were a lot of hacky fat jokes in the comments. From your usual hacky fat joke people.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea. You don't go for the low hanging fruit. There was a lot of low hanging fruit there.
Honestly, two big guys. You guys no shirts on. Like you, fuck it.
Yeah,
like you didn't give a shit.
We're having a blast.
And you look great. You both look great. You looked handsome.
We did look great. We had a nice tan going. I'm starting to feel now.
You look terrific.
You know who wasn't in the pool? Oh, the little skinny fucks.
Skinny.
And they dip my toes in the pool.
No, they didn't.
No, I'm shirt off, jump in the pool.
Right.
Have a good time, guy.
No, the anorexics were splitting a raisin.
Yeah, exactly.
On the
little skinny douchebags.
I've been to that Carrie Carabas party. Carrie and I, we don't, for whatever reason, we don't really talk as much as we used to. But there was a period of time that I was invited to all the Greek Easter festivities, and there was once a spinning lamb that I visited.
Yeah, I've been there.
And so I don't think we're in any sort of argument or anything.
No.
We don't really talk a lot anymore. But
I know she loves you.
Yeah, we weren't, but I wasn't. I didn't feel.
Your name came up quite a few times. A lot of people talking about the podcast.
Oh, that's good. That's good. But I will tell you, I wasn't like, oh fuck, I wasn't invited. I was like, that's fucking great. Like Mike's there, Jay's there, they're having a great time.
Yeah.
Carrie puts out a fucking spread usually.
Great spread, and also Eric Heft smoked 2 pork shoulders and made 2 giant things of pulled pork.
Wow.
Phenomenal. And not only that did he provide the food, he provided a shitload of entertainment. Him and his brother his brother brought the keyboard.
Yeah.
And he was doing a lot of, jazz music and stuff.
They're professional musicians.
They're professional musicians, and the 2 of them together were doing duets.
I always say what
Phenomenal.
Eric Half lacks in comedy ability, he has all of that in music ability.
Exactly. I'm like, why are you doing this? You're so good at music.
He's so good.
Ugh.
He's so good. His brother's terrific.
Craig was phenomenal.
Yeah. Craig is that's his name. Craig is that
Craig, yeah.
So they're fantastic and good. I'm glad that you had a good time. I was very happy for you.
Sally, how was your 4th of July? I know you have a great party every year.
Yeah, it was great.
Another party. It's 2 parties I wasn't invited to.
You were definitely invited. No. We got an email.
Oh, okay.
It was to us.
What?
But Sally has a great party.
Wait, where was the email? To the Proton email?
Probably. I don't know. But I got the email from Sally. It was for the both of us.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Thank
just
you,
there's
Sally.
like a lot of fireworks and stuff, so it's like fun.
Yeah,
I like
Sally
fireworks.
has a great location for fireworks.
I've been there. I've dropped my dog there.
Yeah. Right on the front lawn, you watch great fireworks.
Yeah.
And we had a designated driver yesterday, Carla's friend. Mm-hmm. She wanted to call it an early night because we were going to go to Sally and Tony's afterwards to catch the fireworks, but we ended up...
Yeah.
And you know what it is? I hate having a designated driver with Carla.
Yeah,
because
of course.
She fucking doesn't drink. Carla's like, I'm going to drink this, I'm going to drink that. She has 1 drink. I'm like, you could have drove.
Yeah, one Zima is not going to ruin the night.
I'm the problem drinker in this relationship.
Yeah, so I will say now that it is starting to irk me a little bit that I was at none of these parties. Next year, when the alleged email comes to the Herschy and the Keegs show, can you pass it along to me?
They sent an email to all the Govs Radio, I think. Maybe it was just me. I don't know.
Is this really true? This is not true, is it?
Well, here's the thing.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I mean, because Carla and Mike have been coming.
Oh, so we went to Carla and Mike. Yeah. That's a different story.
Right.
You didn't send it to the whole Govs Radio.
No, but
Why are you saying that?
I just kind of figured you have like such an established neighborhood. I just figured you had.
Everyone
like,
always thinks I have so many things to do. Yet I was home alone crying.
No way. You always have something to do.
No.
We
went to the mall. We walked. It was fine. No, on the way home we saw someone. One of the neighbors fired something up.
Bottle rockets out of your butthole, I'm sure.
You're lying.
It was funny. We were out on Stacy's twin brother's boat on Saturday.
I saw that. You were on a freaking boat.
We were in the boat, and then yesterday
I didn't get an invite to the boat.
Yeah, exactly. I was on dry land like a peasant.
And then yesterday we went out to Bayshore again, her twin brother's house for a barbecue. But we saw Max and I were out in the front of the house, saw quite a fireworks display. My neighbor John across the street went Gucci crazy. He was he blew it up. And Max and I were on the porch, and it was probably the first time in my life that I actually saw this happen, like live in real time. Like you always wonder, like, how do people get blown up? How does it happen? And so John had some really impressive, like the ones that you see in Macy's where it's just one explosion after another. It goes up and then boom, but it's like one after another.
Yeah.
Like, were there tells? Like you always wonder, if you were just watching him, like, I don't know if I would have done that. Like,
no, he did a great job, but at one point, one of those explosives was errant, and it came firing at my house, and it exploded right in front of the house, and we were fine. Me and Max were fine, but you could tell that like John and the people at his house were concerned that it definitely wasn't supposed to happen that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't move a muscle. I think I was a little bit in shock more than anything else, but it reminded me that this is how, like, who lost a finger? Jason Pierre-Paul. If this would have hit me in the toes, I would have been toeless.
JPP moment. Yeah.
So the next morning, I saw John. He's like, dude, my friends were like, you didn't fucking move a muscle. You didn't flinch. And I didn't want to be that guy. Like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Me and Max were out there watching the show. We were excited about it. We were loving it.
If you guys looked a little closer, I was trembling. I couldn't move.
I was definitely, my heart was thumping, and Max was like, holy shit. But it was the show was terrific. We were fine. The house was okay. And but it made me realize that people can lose digits. You can lose some tootsies. There was if you remember, there was a hockey player last year, 2 years ago, who he was at a party and he dove in front of an errant firework and it hit him in the chest and it killed him.
That's yeah.
So it made me realize that that shit could happen, and it didn't, and everything is fine.
Yeah.
So I was at home by myself on the porch with my son. You guys were whooping it up. You're doing triple Lindy's with Jay. Sally's got a fucking display going on. You know, the Mad Dog's there. The guys from
Dog was broadcasting
the guys from the beer podcast are there. Joey Petroni's spinning it on the mic.
ones and twos,
yeah. Great. Next year, maybe.
No, they do have a great party, and we were trying.
You were on a boat.
Yeah, you were on a boat.
Like if I sent you an invitation, you would have brought your family.
Oh my God, we would have been there in 5 seconds.
You would have.
Oh,
no way.
Did you? By the way, since we're on this topic, did you get the picture I sent you that I wanted you to put up? Do you have that? I did. Is that something that we can do if I tell a little story real quick?
Yeah, do you want to tell the story first and then tell me?
This was...
I've always wanted to be on a boat 4th of July.
This was pretty unbelievable. So, you guys know that I have 2 dogs. I have the little baby, little 6-pound Shih Tzu Pomeranian, and I have Hazel, who is the apple of everyone's eye. Yes. They notoriously don't get along very well. Let's just put it that way, okay? Yeah. They don't spend a lot of time together.
Do you have to separate them or anything? Or
yeah, well, like, we'll never leave the house with them. Like, Hazel's in a crate when they're home alone. Like, they're never home alone together because Hazel's bigger than Baby, and Baby instigates her, and it could get messy. So, long story short, Hazel's been having a bad couple of nights with the fireworks. Rough, really rough. Really? Like, panting out of control, very nervous. So, yesterday, when the fireworks started last night, I just went outside for like a minute just to see... John was setting up out there. I wanted to see what he was doing out there, and then he blew up a couple of doozies, you know. Yeah. And I came back in the house, and Sally will post a picture for those who are watching. It is essentially Hazel, for people who are listening and not watching. It is Hazel in the kitchen, basically standing over Baby, who was almost in her. Like a pouch almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A kangaroo.
And they were like that solid for a few minutes.
Wow, that is adorable, and it's just it shows you that they're human beings, basically.
Yeah. So there it is. That's
so cute.
Is that not the cutest thing ever?
The cutest thing.
And Hazel's in the middle of a pant there, and Baby was just hiding for dear life. And I actually got like a little choked up because it's just not their personality. Yeah, right. And they were both so freaking scared. But Hazel was much more scared than Baby, and she still went ahead and protected her like that.
Wow.
But like the way I look at it is like that's the way you guys are. Like I know.
Yeah,
I know that Mark would do the same thing for.
Yeah. Was there another picture that we had as well?
Yeah.
That's how Mark and I would be.
If that happened.
I would definitely do that
what?
for
Michael. I look
at
that picture, and I was on Facebook the last couple of days. Fuck your pets. This is freedom. It's fireworks. Yeah. And now this makes me like, oh, the poor animals.
Yeah,
the poor fur babies.
It was very, very nerve-wracking, and I'm glad the 4th of July is over. Were people seeing that one shot, Sal? Was that up there?
Mm-hmm.
It was? Okay, good.
It'll be up there.
Yeah, so that would have been...
And that's how Mark feels about you?
I do feel that way about you, and I was relieved last night. So last night she was better. Soon after this picture was taken, I actually gave her some of those dog CDs. What is it called? CBD hemp oil.
You gave her a CD.
I gave her a CD, an old Whitney Houston CD, and I found her in the bathtub. No, that's terrible. God,
really? Awful. Why would you say that?
I don't know why. Why do I hurt people?
I don't know.
I don't know why.
That's not what we're about.
Well, that's what you're about.
That's what I'm about, not what we're about.
But she was so much calmer last night. Things went better after that, and
nice.
But I'm glad it's July 5th. Let's put it that way.
Exactly.
And I'm also glad. I'm the king of the segues. That we have our very chitty chatty guest, Christopher Michael Montroni. Chris Monty's on with us. Where are you, Mr. Monty? Are you still there?
Am I not in
Chris,
your
move to
camera
your
view?
right a
Yeah,
little
there
bit.
he is.
How are you, bud?
There he is.
Hey, how you doing?
Good,
Well,
good.
I actually have somebody I'm trying to figure out your angle now because since you plugged me in, I have my own
You have your own
camera
guest?
on my screen, and then you guys put me on your camera. Can you widen your camera or no?
No, it's what your picture is I could either make you smaller or bigger, but I can't make your angle different. So where you are right now is perfect.
All right.
he is.
You want to put
Well,
your
I
nose in a
guess then I'll
separate
move
camera
over.
screen?
Oh, my goodness.
No,
What
I
is
don't know.
with
You guys
you?
gotta get. You
Is
gotta
that-
get better technology. This is like 1940s here. You're
Is
right.
that Joey
this-
Chestnuts?
But the camera's coming off of your computer.
Is this the guy who won the Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
Oh, Jesus.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I thought you were going to bring someone on camera. What were you trying to tell us?
I am going to bring somebody on camera, but when your camera, when I'm watching the show, well, I have the widescreen on for me so I could see my full thing. But when you guys plug me in, it just got smaller.
We see you.
I
We see
can't
your
have
full
two people
head.
on
Yeah,
camera.
your whole head is in between
We
us.
You're
see
like a
you.
bobblehead.
We see
So
you. Your
my
full
head
head.
is not in your picture?
Yes, it is. It's in the picture.
We have you
Okay.
from the
Yeah,
chest up.
Pitcher.
that
It's in
better?
here.
Yep, perfect.
Perfect.
Got
You're
you
so
from the
handsome.
boobies up.
Congratulations.
All right. Talk to me, and in a few minutes, I'm going to bring on, before we get out of here, a special surprise.
Another
guest.
special
You-
surprise guest.
You
Beautiful.
Hersh.
So we talked about this earlier
I'm in my
today.
backyard, by the way.
I could tell. We can see, but we can tell by the trees. Thank you, though. What we wanted to do was bring you on as a courtesy because you were he was actually our first guest, our
You were our
first
first-
studio guest, and you were terrific. You knocked it out of the
Thank
park. Okay, can we just say that?
Yep, that's
Is it
why he's
okay to
dressed
say
up like a
knocked it out of the
baseball player
park
today.
Yeah,
It was
now-
a great show.
He's dressed up like Clark Gillies today for some reason. But
I'm rocking my Dwight Gooden
oh, okay,
1985.
yeah,
You should have went full blackface,
yeah,
though.
exactly.
That would have been.
You look just like Doc Gooden, just less drugs.
What's today's Max Scherzer's first day back, right? Is that?
It's Max
Yes,
Scherzer night.
I'm
Yeah.
watching it
Celebration.
right now on
Celebration.
my patio.
We wanted to give you a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Number one, you were a great guest. You were gracious. You only asked for $500 that time, and that was nice of you.
When
We
I left, I
know
was like, who pays us?
we we know that you have a very big weekend coming up. You're headlining 2 nights at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore, and we wanted to let our audience know about it. So you have a few tickets left over. You can go ahead and sell a couple of tickets.
I hope there's no tickets left.
Well, chances are there are. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk.
Chances are plenty seats.
So let's talk about the nights, locations. Go ahead, ham it up a little bit.
So July 8th and 9th, I'll be at actually what I consider my home club, the Brokerage.
Yeah.
Because when I started out in this business 24 years ago, it was hard to get into Governors. They were all different owners back then. Now they're owned by one community, but back then they were all different owners.
Right.
And Governors was the hardest one to get into in Levittown.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Smith, the then owner of the Brokerage, took a liking to me early on in my career, and he gave me the most stage time on Long Island. And he, I went from MC to headliner in his club, and I feel like out of the 3 clubs, and I love all 3 of them, it's the most intimate. It's almost like a city club a little bit, right? If
Yep.
you feel like that, like you're right
Yep.
on top of the audience.
Yep, right on top.
And it's I consider it my home club, and we'll be there July 8th and 9th. We have one show Friday and one show Saturday, and I hope that they both sell out and we have a good time.
Yeah, we'll put all your links on our page also, and make sure you guys are going on govs.com to get tickets to see Chris Monty.
Yeah,
That's all you got to do is govs.com.
once we figure out how to share links, we'll put it all on our
We should
pages.
figure out how to make the screen wider, then you can figure out how to share
The screen's fine. It's totally fine.
But yeah, you know what? Touching on what you just mentioned, as a comic, that's the big thing. When you have a club where you've gone from host to feature to headliner, that you consider that a special club to you. I have a couple of clubs that I work at where I started out as a host, and now I'm kind of closing out their shows there. And those kind of clubs just really become special places to you. Like
closing out is asking people if they want coffee and dessert is not really.
I don't consider myself a headliner, so I just say like I close out some places.
Keegs.
Thank you very
Well,
much. Monty's headlining these places.
It's interesting because I have a similar situation with the Brokerage. I went at the Brokerage from doing 7 minutes to don't you dare go over 8 this time. So I went through that same thing, similar experience that you had.
That happened to me in Las Vegas. My first time in Las Vegas, they're very strict about the time, right? So I was emceeing in Vegas. It was 2004 or 2005.
Yeah.
First time in Vegas ever. I'm the MC. Ray Garvey, God rest his soul, who used to book the Borgata.
Yep.
Got me out in Vegas through Steve Sharippa.
Okay.
And I'm in Vegas, and the guy goes, "You're doing 15 minutes, and when do you want your light?" And I said, 13 minutes. And he goes, "Okay." And he goes, "At 13 minutes, wrap up your show, because at 15 minutes, the last thing you say should be introducing the feature act, right?" You know they have a light, like sometimes clubs have a light.
Yeah,
of course.
They don't flash like a phone at you back in them days. They don't hit a flashlight. There was a light on the wall, and they go, "This light's going to light up when it's your 2-minute warning." Right?
Of course.
But that light wasn't red or blue or green. It was the same color as the spotlights.
Oh,
so
jeez.
you almost couldn't see it.
Right.
You know, so I did 17 minutes, my first set at Vegas. I get off, great set, killed, bring up the feature, walk off. As soon as I walk off, I'm feeling like good about myself.
Yeah.
And the manager walks over, he's like, and I go, "What?" He goes, "You see what fucking time it is?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "It's 9:17. He goes, "You know what that means? That guy ain't doing 20 minutes. That guy's doing 18 minutes because you did 2 minutes of his time. Now you better get off and bring the other guy right up." And he's bawling me out because the show was a 60-minute show, and that was it. It was like I did 15, he did 20, the other guy did 30, and that was it. Show was over.
Boom.
So I was like yelled at. He goes, "If you do this tomorrow night, you're not going to work here anymore." He goes, "We don't care about them laughing. We want them in the casino gambling." That's all they cared about in Vegas.
Wow.
Yep,
So-
that's it.
So it's interesting. My first, and this is not a joke, but my first, the first time I ever performed on like a Saturday night, like a real feature show, not a Thursday, not a Sunday, not an open mic.
Wait, that happened already.
This was
Mazel tov.
No, I'm telling you about this past weekend. No, this was years ago. I went to see Anthony DiDomenico. He was hosting for Corey Rodriguez. You know Corey, right, Chris?
I love Corey.
Yeah, he's terrific. And I went into the
He was in the
club.
Goonies, right?
That's right. That's Corey Haim, I think.
Okay.
I don't know who it was. Corey Snyder from the Indians. So I go into the club. I think Anthony was either featuring or hosting. But, I'm friends with Anthony, so I went down to the club. And I go to the bar. I get a drink, and Jimmy, the owner of Governors and Brokerage and so forth, he says, "Hersh, you're going to go up tonight?" And I'm like, "No, I just came here," and I really had zero intention of wanting to go up. It's a Saturday night. Yeah. It's the 8:00 show, and I'm just there. I wasn't even really dressed to go on stage. So I go, "Nah, I'm not going to go up."
You have a dress to go on stage.
That's right. Even when I'm dressed to go on stage,
You
I'm not dressed to go on
weren't
stage.
wearing your vest?
I wasn't wearing the vest. No.
You didn't have your sleeveless T-shirt.
So Jimmy says to me, he goes, "Let me rephrase this. Hersh, you're going up tonight, right?" And I said, "Yes, I am."
That's not a question with Jimmy.
So I'm going on. So basically, after the middle act, which actually, now that I think of it, I think Ant was the host. There was a middle act, and then I was going to go on right before Corey. And Corey comes, and I'm in like the little foyer-way at the little waiting area at the Brokerage, and I'm shitting pickles already because this is not the Hershey built-in PTA Thursday night crowd, Sunday night crowd that I usually have. This is just a regular crowd.
Is it the Desperate Housewives?
Exactly. Not a bunch of crying Hershey maniacs going fucking crazy, throwing their brassieres at me. That would be great if that happened.
I know. I'm going to make that happen.
Thank you.
Time.
Not your brassiere.
Oh,
So ultimately, Corey Rodriguez comes up to me. He's like, and I don't know him from a hole in the wall. This is before I knew him whatsoever, And he's like, "Dude, don't fuck this up." And I like sweat was beating off of me. And he was like, "No, I'm fucking kidding, dude. Do whatever you got to do." So I went up there and I just gave him the best 8 that I possibly could, and it worked out well, and it was fine. But the Brokerage also has significance to me, does to you, does to Mike, and so we wanted to have you on tonight just to have you talk about it, sell some tickets, and also I kind of had a feeling you were going to bring a little surprise to us. So before I tell another little thing about you that I wanted to talk about, is your guest ready over there?
Yes, my guest is ready. I got to step out of the camera frame so
All
he
right,
can
do
sit
that.
in. I'm sitting on the back patio,
Yeah.
watching in silence, watching the return of Maxi Scherzer, and it's so funny because like I dressed like everybody knows me on stage. I dressed in suits, and I went into
skinny
Governor's
ties
one night. I went into Governor's a couple weeks ago just to say hello. I just popped in. I had on like a Jets hoodie and a baseball cap, and Mary Capone and Michelle Fox were like, "Oh my God, we didn't recognize you. We didn't know you dressed normal."
That's funny.
They were like, "Where's your suit?" I go, "I'm not working. I'm not wearing a suit." But anyway, I'm sitting here with my father-in-law.
Mr. Oons.
Uns. He says, Uns. Come on in. Come on in.
This is
He's
not
gonna
who I
come
was
in and say
hoping
hello.
for.
You can ask him whatever you want. Just don't make it
Just
too
tell me
dirty.
which camera I got to look at.
No, you can get yourself in the frame here.
I'm there.
There you go.
Hey,
You good?
how you doing?
Mr. Uns, how are you, sir?
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you guys doing?
I'm a big fan of your grandbabies, of your daughters, your son-in-law not so much, but I do like the other guy, Chris, a lot. And since you're here, Chris, I was actually expecting that you were bringing Olivia on.
Oh no.
So, but now that
Olivia?
I'm drunk.
now that Grandpa Uns is on, I think now is as good a time as any to make the announcement. I already ran the clearance that Chris and his wife Kristen are expecting another baby.
Another
Baby. Yes, they are. Yes,
I did not even know about that.
That's why I wanted to blow this up today. That they're expecting another baby. What month, Chris?
October.
Okay.
You're gonna have a Halloween baby. Congratulations, Papa Uns.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Really good news. So
Get in there.
Chris turns 67 next month, and he's having a baby in October.
Next week.
It's so exciting, dude. So, Grandpa Uns just had a baby. Jen's baby was how long ago? Was it
My
3 months?
brother-in-law's right here. He's on the other side of us.
Chris is
Come
there?
on in, Chris.
Squeeze in.
Yeah, he's here too. We're watching the game together.
Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, brother?
Squeeze in. You can
I haven't.
squeeze
No,
in.
we know each other. I haven't seen him since the
He
baby
just
was
had
born.
a baby in
2 months.
2 months.
In
Jeez, what do you guys got going on
Yeah.
over there?
Wow, this is really what we
You
had
know what
planned today.
This is July 5th leftovers. I had
Great.
to cook the rest of the burgers that were already frozen and defrosted, so that's why everybody's here.
See how many more people you can fit into the frame. It's about 2 inches big.
You got a lot. It's a big camera.
Where's John Montroni? Where's he at?
He left already.
He
almost
left.
bedtime.
He had his 6 drinks and then
Dad's
drove
up at
home.
5
Perfect.
a.m., so he's in bed by like 9:30.
Well, I can't see Chris. Where is he?
I see his drink.
Oh, he didn't pop in.
Pop in.
Chris, pop in because we're gonna play this for the family tomorrow. We're gonna spread this out on YouTube and Instagram. Everyone's gonna watch it, so you're gonna get famous. There he is. What's up, my man? How you doing,
guys?
brother? Congratulations to all you guys.
Thank you.
so much.
It's exciting news.
Yeah, this is the great time to be an Uns Montroni family member. This is fantastic. So good.
It's an exciting time.
Who's coming out to the? Anyone coming out to the show?
No,
Okay, good. That makes 3 of us.
they've all seen it.
We're all
Yes.
babysitting.
That's right, exactly.
Where are all the lady folk tonight? Where are the girls at?
Babysitting.
They're inside.
Oh, okay.
Taking the bitches.
Keep him in there, yeah.
Everyone, you guys smoking a couple of stogies, having some booze? What's going on over there? This is terrific.
Well, me and my brother-in-law are having a couple of cocktails, watching the return of Max Scherzer, and my father-in-law is just keeping us company.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you guys,
Normally he drinks, but not on Tuesdays.
Not on Tuesdays. No, it's a bad night.
you guys look great. Congratulations to all you guys. We wanted to have Chris up so we can talk about his show and mention the new baby, and we're happy for all the good stuff happening. So we'll have you 3 guys on another time, and I don't mean that at all, but we probably we will someday.
Yeah, have a great night,
All
guys.
right.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
once again, Chris
Thank you.
Monty, Brokerage Comedy Club, Friday and Saturday, govs.com for tickets.
And
You're
we'll
gonna-
post it on the website, Chris, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, send our love to the girls. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
You got
And
it.
I hope to see everybody Friday and Saturday at Brokerage.
Sounds
Absolutely.
great. Have a good
Stop
night.
down, Hersh. I know you're not working.
Yeah.
I'm not working either. I don't know who's opening for you, but
So
I
come
don't know.
down and feature. I don't care.
Exactly.
I love to have you. I like when solid guys are on. You
That
know?
would be good, yeah. Well, I'm not working, so we'll see if they give me the,
All right. We'll
if
make
they give me the call.
All right. Stop groveling.
Open up the bullpen.
All right. Good.
Take care, guys.
Christ almighty. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Chris.
Bye.
Night, night.
Oh, that was great. Love Chris Monty.
I
He's
thought
a
I
good-
was waiting for him to bring his neighbors on as well. Isn't that what the Hershey and Keegs show's about? Just bring everybody on.
Bring the whole family.
Anybody
Yeah.
that we're that desperate. We just so you people know, we've had Jackie the Joke Man Martling on the show. We've had the Copenhagen Bandit, Anthony Recker, former Met player with the cutest butt cheeks ever.
This is true.
We've had Evan Roberts, who hosts the most popular talk show in New York sports.
Chris Carlin,
Mark
Malusis.
Malusis. So we don't just need family members, although that was pretty awesome.
I've
I will
had
say.
Chris Monty's brother-in-law.
And Mr. Unz was great. Chris was great. It was really great that because things are going to happen on this show that are going to surprise you. You're going to be like, "What? Who's on the show?
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Unz?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know he was going to be on the show." So it was great.
Lots of fun.
I still can hear him. So Chris has the thing where he decides that if he's on the show, he's just going to stay on the
he's
whole
not
time.
going- not going
so we
anywhere.
can still. I don't know if they can hear him in the background, but I can hear him, which is not distracting at all for someone with severe ADD. It's not distracting me in the least bit.
He's off now.
He's gone. Thanks,
Thank
Sally.
God.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
But yeah,
That
thank
was
you,
fun.
Chris. And yeah, seriously, go see Chris's show. It's a great show.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, for those who have not seen Chris Monty perform live, he's one of the best live performances you're ever going to see. He is, I mean, I've been friends with Chris now since I started, but, and I've told him this a couple of times, as the years have gone on, he has managed to perfect his act.
Yeah.
It's just such a sharp, clean, I don't mean
honed.
clean, like it's not a dirty act, but
No,
what I
no,
meant,
man.
it's just a very professional, like you up there, you're like, that guy knows how to do stand-up comedy.
You know, it's deliberate. Every
Yeah.
word, every
Yeah.
pause. The guy's a master of timing.
That's
You
it.
know what? You know what was one of my favorite nights of comedy?
Tell me.
I was doing a show at the
Yeah,
Chris
Tacos Bell?
Big Chris's place.
Chris Roach?
No,
Chris,
Chris.
Chris Mazzilli?
No.
Gotham
what's
Comedy
it?
Club?
Chris and Tony's.
Chris and
Tony's.
Tony's, okay.
Yeah, Chris and Tony's restaurant.
Okay.
And it was me, Chris, Monty, and
Monty.
Joe Starr.
Wow, that's a home run after another.
End of the show, Chris and Joe Starr go tit for tat and street jokes.
Yes, they do that.
And then they ended with them, the two of them acting out a street joke, and it was just the coolest thing because they're just both they both love the spotlight.
They're both throwback comics, and for
Yeah.
people who don't know Joe Starr's act or don't know Chris Monty's act, Monty came a little bit after Joe, and then the two of them became very close. But their acts are almost like Catskills.
Like a vaudeville or
Yeah,
Catskills.
they're both brilliant. They're both brilliant comics. Having performed with both of them many times,
Yeah.
I've watched the joke off at the end of shows.
Good.
Starr lives in North Carolina now. I don't know how much he's performing, but those days were probably the best days that I've ever had in comedy. Where I would do a set, and then I would watch the two of them end the show, and they would do the joke off, and then we go sit at the bar and have a couple of drinks.
Lots of
probably
fun.
the best days I've had
They're-
in this long tenured career of mine,
Yeah.
Sally.
They're two of the best green. They're two of the best green room offstage hangs. Also,
Yes.
it's full of stories. Star, my first week performing at the Brigada.
Yes.
I was about to go on stage, and Star calls me up. And he goes, "Hey, kid."
Right, because you're your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hey, kid, before you go on stage there, stop at a blackjack table, put down $25, take back a $5 chip, and just keep that as your first memory on stage at the Brigada." And I did it, still have the chip, and
Wow.
it's always a special thing for me. And
That feels special.
yeah, and even just have to Joke Star go out of his way to call me before I go on stage. That was a pretty big night. For
Life
me.
changer.
Life changer.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
two good guys, two great acts, and
Yeah.
Monty is still around doing the best.
I think, and certainly I'm biased because I hang out with Monty a lot, and we text probably multiple times a week because we both share the love of horse racing.
Degenerate gamblers,
But
yeah.
one of the things that I love about certain comics is that if you're funny as hell on stage, but off stage you're the worst, I don't think you're funny on stage anymore.
Exactly.
So, having gone away with Monty, being in Saratoga with him, being at Belmont, Aqueduct, Saratoga, being at his house, him being at my house.
Yeah.
He's like the regular guy. We have a lot of laughs together. And it's the same thing where, I guess for me, I tend to not like comics who are an act. Okay?
Yeah.
We all have an act. but it's not an act, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if you're funny on stage and off stage, that's a home run. And Chris is very funny off stage. We
Yeah.
make each other laugh all the time. And
Because he's a genuine guy. You get a lot of those guys also that they have to be on all the time, even when they're backstage hanging in the green room. Like,
Yeah.
just, give it up. Let's have a conversation. We're all funny people.
Yeah.
He's a good hang. Because I can't tell you how many times
great hang.
I've worked with somebody and they kill on stage and I think they're funny and then they're a douchebag
pits.
backstage.
Yeah.
Or they're just... And I'm like, I don't like you or your act anymore. And
So-
Monty, I've worked with him 1,000 times and I could work with him 1,000 more times.
I don't know if I talked about this when we had him in studio, but I don't even know if he knows this. He probably remembers it, but maybe not. You know, when I first started and I would be doing a lot of those Thursdays and Sundays for fundraisers and whatnot, it would mostly be where I would see Star and Monty and those guys, and they broke my balls pretty good. And I was, you know me, I could be a little sensitive, especially then. And there must have been one night where Monty got me real good in the green room, and he could tell when we were at the bar that I was a little bit twisted. And he came up to me, and he's like, "Dude, we're friends. Like that's what it is." Like, and after that, I was fine. You know, but I guess you don't always know at the beginning when you first start out, like who has your best, your best interest in mind, and who doesn't. But he always did. He always has, and he was just breaking my balls, and he wanted me to be one of the crew. You know,
exactly.
So ever since then, like I said, I went to his wedding and all that good stuff. So, so brokerage, Monty, Friday, Saturday, one show each, maybe a little spot for Mike Keegan. Who knows?
I'm gonna
We don't
stop
know.
down. I got nothing to do.
You'll pop down. You're free this whole weekend.
It's free the whole weekend, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I did that kind of deliberately. I wanted a weekend off.
Okay.
I worked this whole last weekend and
You were working hard all weekend. You were swimming. You were
did a fun
drinking.
show with Haft and Carrie on Saturday night at the Brookville Country Club.
Oh, I saw them do a dreadfully unfunny video on the way there. No. I didn't know you were on the show. I had no idea.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You worked there before the show, filet mignon, scallops.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Oh, it was so good.
Like a smorgasbord, or you just
The guys cooking them in front of you. You want filet mignon.
buffet was the word I meant to
cooked
use. Not
smorgasbord.
like I was a
All right,
94-year-old
Grandpa.
Jew. Yeah. Yeah, the smorgasbord.
Yeah, did you have the smorgasbord?
So you had filet mignon. What else? Scallops.
There was a pig that they had roasted there.
Wow.
So the pork.
So it was a kosher
roast
event.
beef. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
There were no Jews there. It was,
that's why you were so
very
fucking happy.
waspy Upper Brookville.
Yes.
Gold Coast of Long Island.
No wonder why you were so happy, Adolf.
Oh my
Go
God!
ahead.
It was a fucking Republican to the T.
So now, how do you feel about? Because I don't eat before I go on stage. I will, and that's just my nervous personality. But you don't miss a beat, or you like to eat after.
I like if I'm doing a show like that where like it's just that food's not going to be around after the show.
So you're marking the territory.
That was hurtful.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's stuff like that, but usually I like to wait till after my set.
Okay.
And like if I'm at the club here, before I go on, hey, throw a hamburger on the grill for me. It's ready when I get off.
Okay.
But
that's not filet mignon. That's not.
That's not. You know, I don't like to do carbs before I go on stage because that fills me up.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I did the scallops. I did the filet mignon. I didn't do the pasta.
Okay.
But I had them pull the calamari out of the pasta.
Okay.
Me.
So
and then on the way home, I stop at Arby's.
So your logic is always keto before the set.
Yeah, because it doesn't fill you up as much.
Okay. All right. Got you.
Yeah.
So it was a good feast. Crowd okay.
Crowd
good.
Phenomenal.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was. Carrie was closing, or Eric
Carrie
was?
Closed, yeah.
Okay.
Carrie closed, did great. Eric did great.
That's got to be a high energy show. I mean, those two together.
Yeah,
her screaming and yelling, and
him
about her
singing
husband,
opera,
and him trying to act like he's a heterosexual male on stage. That's got to be. They got a home run of a show.
Great show. They got it. They really got their money's worth.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Well, it doesn't matter.
They
money's
don't give a
no
shit.
object.
Oh my God! There was one woman there. She's talking to us after the show. She's like, "Oh, I have triplets. They're just turning 16. My daughter just went to a Sweet 16. They took the parents of the Sweet 16 girl took them on a private jet, 9 girls to Baha Mar for like 6 days.
It's called Bahama.
All right, what up, Levittown? Easy there.
You say so fancy, Bahama.
The bar. No, it's an exclusive place in the Bahamas called Bahamar.
Okay, so your friend went to the Bahamas Go ahead.
Bahamas at the Bahamas.
So okay, they went to the Bahamas. Go ahead.
They went to the Bahamas. I was with Mike Cagno, right?
Yes.
We were we were with him one time. It was me, him, and Richie Byrne, and we were talking about we're at the dentist office, and we were talking about how bad the Muzak at the dentist, the Muzak that plays,
the slow music,
And Richie's like, yeah, the Muzak at the dentist. And I'm like, yeah, I hate the Muzak in the elevator. And Cagno had this troubled look on his face, like, why are you guys saying it like that? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's music. Why are you saying music?
That's funny. It's like my premise he took, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is he still getting up, Mike? Oh,
no,
he had a baby.
I spoke to him. He had a baby. He's married. He's working.
All right,
he's
good.
got to make the money.
Nice.
Can't buy baby formula with mozzarella sticks that they pay you in comedy.
Or you could just give the kids mozzarella sticks and bypass the
that's
middleman.
True, but he has one joke that I really like. I messaged him the other day. I'm like, can I have that goose joke? If you're not going to come back to comedy. Like,
he had a great act.
Yeah, great. He's a funny.
Very
guy.
very funny offstage guy.
Yeah, he's one of those guys in the green room. You hang with him in the green room.
And that was your boy. Like you guys did some videos together.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
I think he took it off YouTube.
The roommates
thing.
Just phenomenal.
It's my favorite thing that I ever did in comedy.
The roommates song is just brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know how he came
It's
up
one
with
of the
that.
best things you've done in comedy.
Yeah.
Why did he take it off?
Little
I don't know. I think he just wanted to separate entirely from comedy, maybe.
Maybe he's going to prepare to come back at some point.
Yeah, because I think he removed it was called Hobo Fist Productions.
Oh, Hobo Fist, that's right, yeah.
And I think he removed all the videos. I'm like, Roommates was on there. That was
there might be a reason for that,
though.
There might be a reason for that.
Yeah, so I got to ask him about that, because that was a great...
I miss that guy. He's terrific.
He was a good dude. We did a lot of shows together. Good kid.
So you had a great show with Carrie and Eric.
Yeah, they're fun to work with.
And it's a good duo to work with. They're both fun and they laugh a lot. And they're good people. Did they break bread too, or they weren't eating until after the show?
Oh, we ate. All of us ate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we all ate. Yeah.
You guys had a lot of steak this weekend.
Yeah, oh my God, I've had so much red meat this weekend.
So Eric, Eric cooked a couple of years. Oh, wait a second. We were at his house that time.
Yeah,
What did he cook for us there?
He made porterhouses that night, I think.
God in heaven. I just know that there was a lot of meat and booze.
God. Oh, jeez.
A lot of heavy meat.
Half's house, it was just thick meats
Yeah.
and potatoes and wine and whiskey and cigars.
Who was that? It was me, you,
He's so
Monty, Richie
thin.
Byrne.
I know. I don't know how he's thin.
Does he not eat it?
No, he has bulimia.
He purges. He purges.
No, I mean
He eats. He eats.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
it's the only time he eats is like that.
could
one
very
You know
well
what?
be.
He's a
day.
really active guy. He has
that too.
and he poops like 7 times a day.
Yeah,
He said.
yeah.
No, I don't know.
That's what he said. He said there's a lot of blood in his poop, though.
He's a very God in heaven. He's a very active guy, and he's a great cook. And his son cooked some. I think he made like fresh French fries for us or something.
His son made homemade French fries.
I do that like a couple times a week.
Isn't that great? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tony, because Tony loves French
Yeah,
fries.
I have a slicer that just it's.
Yeah,
I
nice.
love it.
Josh did those fries for us. We need to do. That's been like is that 2 summers ago?
We got to do it again because it was
Schenliger,
maybe
me, you,
3.
Montroni, Walker, Bales.
Richie Byrne was there.
Yeah, Byrne was there. He took like 3 of my cigars. I'll never forget that.
I know,
night.
right? Exactly.
Yeah, that was rough for me.
that
We'll
was-
do that again. Eric, if you're listening, and I know you
Consoli
are.
was there,
Oh,
right?
Johnny Consoli was there. It was a solid crew we had, Silly Sally.
That was a great night.
So
yeah.
we'll definitely. So good. I'm glad that worked out. What I wanted to tell you guys, I was trying to think of like some significant things that have happened to me in my life on 4th of July. Just like for you, Valentine's Day is a big thing. You know, you've had the Valentine's Day.
Exactly. Go all out.
You know, the party at your house, the friends downstairs with the condom behind the couch, and all that stuff.
That's a quick recap of
I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm not always comfortable talking about it because at the time it was a devastation for me.
Yeah.
It was tough, but so you have to picture when I was a kid growing up. I grew up in Valley Stream. Almost no Jews where I grew up. So I grew up, most people thought I was Italian. They thought my father was Italian. My father had earrings, tattoos, dark-skinned. So we didn't really scream Jew by looking at us. My father would put up Christmas decorations.
I scream Jew at you sometimes.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. So I grew up on a cul-de-sac, and so it was basically us, Millionis, the Petitos, the Scottos, the Padinis. You could tell by those names there was no Jews.
Yeah.
But every 4th of July was a big deal in the cul-de-sac. So essentially you had all these people with their mortars and all this incredibly expensive fireworks, and we would just, go in the court and no cars coming through. You didn't have to worry about it. And like they were putting things in garbage cans and exploding metal, garbage cans, and it was a big thing. And I was always like, I'm gonna, if I get enough money, I'm going to do that one of these years. And it must have been when I was like, I guess it was like the summer I turned like 13 or 14, and I had been working as a daily newsboy. And I had gotten enough money where I convinced my cousin Al, to go with me into the city to go to Chinatown to get fireworks. And what did I have? Maybe like $200. $200 for like a 14-year-old kid, though.
That's a lot.
To stock up for fireworks
Oh, yeah.
was a big deal, So, and my cousin and I used to go into the city by ourselves when we were very young. So I would say at least it was definitely 14. It could have been 13. Which again, nowadays it would never happen. You don't send kids into the city. But my cousin and I take the venture in Long Island Railroad, Chinatown, and I'm like, pockets full of money, and I'm feeling on top of the world. And I'm gonna go into Chinatown, and I'm gonna shake down some Chinese fireworks salesperson, and I'm gonna come home with a clean sweep.
Yeah.
So we go into Chinatown. My cousin and I, we make it there, and I'm being my douchey 13, 14-year-old Mark Hirschman self, stupid moron that I was. And we talk to this guy, and he tells us that his name is Ping. The guy's name is Ping. Yeah. So, of course, me being a stupid jackass, start, making jokes about him being a good ping pong player. Just because just hacky, dumb loser that I am. Jerk off. Stupid little jerk. So, my cousin's cracking up. I'm cracking up. Ping is cracking up. We're all laughing together. We're all laughing at the premise that Ping, I'm sure in his life they only heard that joke 65 trillion times.
Unoriginal piece of shit.
Unreal, exactly. So he's like, I'll give you Roman candles and mortars and this and that, and he loads us up, and we got fucking satchels. We're coming home on the train. Nice. So we take the subway back to the Long Island Railroad. This is like 2 days before. I bring it home. My parents didn't give a shit. My father was like, that's great. We'll load them up, whatever. Yeah. 4th of July happens, and sure enough, the neighbors are out there, and they're blowing up trash cans, and they're, people just going hog wild. And I'm like, I'm going to just wait a little bit. I'm going to wait, because they're not expecting me to come out with this shit. They usually see me waiting there, and I'm like, they're like, hey, where'd they go, Patitos? I'm like clapping, I'm never part of the show. And they're okay with that, like little Jewy Mark is fine over there. And, as the show starts to die down a little bit, I come out and I got my satchels, and I'm fucking ready to blow, okay? Yeah. I'm ready to blow. So I'm like, this guy, my friend Ping, hooked me up, and everything was going to be great. And so I go, and I have my long, the long lighter or whatever it was, and I put down like the first Roman candle, and dead. No. Dud. And then I do another one.
No. Oh, my heart is breaking.
And another one. And it was just a fucking pack of shit.
That fucking piece of shit Ping.
Yeah, I would say like out of if I
you
bought
call me ping pong again, round eye motherfucker.
So I basically, I got what I deserved, I got. So I would say like out of the 40 items I bought, maybe like 3 went off at most. Like he knew he sold me a big box of shit. And I deserved it, I guess. I mean, then again, I thought to myself, like, if I didn't do the Ping thing, was he giving me the good stuff? Or was the bag of shit just for the schmucks?
Very funny, very funny.
Yeah. So
I think it's because you were 13.
Whatever it was, but it was.
I make pee-pee in your soda.
My father would go back and shoot somebody. So no, he wouldn't have done it to my dad. Yeah. But so that was it. I went upstairs and I went into my room, and I was I locked myself into like at least. I think I made some sort of like crazy declaration that I was not having Chinese food ever again. I said that, and I definitely didn't until
for a Jewish family.
Yeah, I mean, I lasted till at least the 8th or 9th without doing it. But yeah, that was what happened. I would say like summer of 1984. Probably around there, 85.
I just imagine you.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Head down.
It was the worst, man. Oh. It was the worst. So that's. Do you have any horrific 4th of July stories you want to tell? Because I have other ones.
When I was young, maybe 8 or 9 years old. My dad used to get the sheets at work where you'd check off or whatever fireworks you want.
Oh, I love
that.
that.
His union, the guys in his union,
The
used to
union
have
guys.
the fireworks.
Yeah, of course.
My dad used to get big orders of fireworks.
Right.
We used to do 4th of July at my cousin's house. Also lived in East Meadow.
Of course.
So, my dad and my uncle, they like to have a couple drinks.
Of course.
Or more than a couple.
Yeah, 1 or 2, 3.
So my dad, it's just a memory burned in my brain. My dad filled up a big bottle, must have been 12 bottle rockets in it, and lights the fuse, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. Nothing goes off.
Nothing.
Old man Keegan goes over to check it out, looks over it, right in his face.
What
right in his
the
face,
hell?
Blew off his mustache, his eyebrows.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, it could have been really, really bad.
So
So
it was just a hair blow off.
it was just a hair blow off. No skin. He had no fingers.
Wow.
But for a while, he had no eyebrows.
That's almost
or
like
mustache.
it's like a Roadrunner cartoon. So his fucking mustache right off and 2 eyebrows.
I know, right, exactly.
But everything else was
dad,
intact though.
Growing up, my dad always had like a Don Mattingly mustache.
Wow.
Not that week.
Yeah, not that week.
That's
never after that.
phenomenal.
Yeah, so
I wonder if he was scared. I mean,
I'm sure he was, and I'm sure he tried to play it off like he wasn't, because like
You
we
could have
didn't-
gotten a hug him that day.
I could have given him a
Been
hug.
so
like,
scared.
You're
Yeah.
right, Dad, and like that could have been the day.
Could have
but-
cuddled
let
him.
me feel you without your mustache.
Now that you have a mustache and look like a woman, can you hug me?
Now that you're not Mr.
Now that
Masculine,
you're
Mike
not manly
Keegan.
anymore.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
God.
they went
That
off
could have
right
been
in
bad.
his face. Could have been really bad because him and my uncle like to put him back.
Yeah, they had a couple. They had a couple back, and they
Meister
were
brows,
feeling it.
couple Meister brows back in the day. That's what
Wow.
they were drinking.
Okay. So and this is a big if we ever wind up getting Papa Keegs on the show, we'll probably that might be something that he's willing to talk about.
Yeah, one of these days we'll break him.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to pressure
That
anybody.
Father's Day show, I get home and he's like, hey, I thought you were gonna call me. I'm
Oh,
like,
get out.
I'm like, I thought you were joking. He's I didn't want to fucking go on. I'm just
all
joking.
right.
I don't want to fucking. But we'll get him. We'll get him one of these days. He'll talk about that story. There's a lot of good stories growing up, but
I'm glad that he's okay. That made me a little bit nervous, that story. So, well, I know that you have some empathy for me for that summer. Well, since I'm on the story of that summer, I'm going to tell you what happened at the end of that same summer. And I remember it being...
Yeah, you were molested by the rabbi?
no, that was the end of the next summer.
Okay.
Yeah, and the summer after that. And
then you started
Still
molesting all the
13?
rabbis.
Huh?
Age 13.
So this was so my cousin Al and I, we were usually caught in mischief together.
Was he like a little wise ass too, like you?
You know what? He wasn't. I was the wise ass. My
Older or
cousin,
younger, Al?
same age,
Same
3 months. 3 months different than me, and our mother's a sister, similar to you and your cousins.
Yeah,
and my cousin Al was not a wise ass like me, but he was a tough guy. Like he was, he was a big guy, and he would, basically like if I got my mouth into trouble, I knew that he was going to snap someone's throat.
Yeah.
I was never concerned at all. So this one particular summer, our parents decided to send us to day camp to a place called the Elmont Jewish Center. Okay, so the Elmont Jewish Center sounds just like what you think it would be as far as a day camp, and ultimately it was not the creme de la creme of day camps. It was not Camp Coleman. It was not something like that. But it was about where we could handle it financially, I guess. And this
working
camp,
class Jews, like, what are we gonna do with these fucking kids all summer?
it was not a great place, and there will be people who are listening out of our listenership who have been there as well. And there were certain things about this camp that made it especially fucking outrageous. And one of the things was that they would serve you soup every day. Soup. Now it was 97
summer.
degrees in the middle of the summertime. They would serve the soup so hot that if you would use one of the plastic spoons and put it into the soup, you'd come out missing the end of the spoon. So you basically, not bad enough that you're eating soup, you're eating toxic soup now. So you were getting basically spoon noodle soup.
PCBs in your
Yeah,
soup.
so it was outrageous. So they would do that, and essentially they didn't have much of a facility at the Elmont Jewish Center, so they used to do all of our sporting activities at the Dutch Broadway School, which is right in Elmont, okay?
Yeah.
And just I can picture it like it was yesterday, the grass being like that dry yellow grass, that it was just...
With the Zoysia
Yeah,
grass.
they couldn't, there was no water system at the school, so they would make us play out in the heat, and there was no pool over there, so we were just sweating our asses off. And my cousin and I decided very early in the summer that we were going to devote most of our time honing our skills on playing either Go Fish or Spit. Those two games were the games we were going to play, Go Fish or Spit. And then on this one particular summer, they had threatened us. They said, if you insist on playing cards all the time, because we would go underneath like a covering and we would play cards.
Yeah, where you're not rolling around in razor blade grass.
Exactly. That's exactly right. No razor blade glass. And they would say things like, we're going to call your parents. And we would say things like, I got in trouble for this. I said, this heat is going to cause us grand mal seizures. And I didn't know what a grand mal seizure was, but I had read about what the word was, and I was like, we're going to have grand mal seizures, and you're going to call our parents to tell them that we're going to have we had a grand mal seizure because you were making us run in the heat like this.
I can imagine being a counselor, some little wise ass. Oh my God,
those counselors fucking couldn't. There's a guy named Fingers he hated us. Understandably why, but they didn't call our parents, but what they did do, and it was a little bit of a contentious relationship. My cousin and I, the only thing that we really were excited about that particular summer was that they were going to let our camp group do a play based on the Beatles music, and we loved Beatles music. We absolutely love Beatles music, okay?
Yeah.
So what happened was they would write some lyrics. We would write some lyrics, basically, that had, like, curse words and stuff like that. And
Carla Okerson's calling.
Carla Okerson?
That might be her at the door.
Okay, so,
oh my goodness.
Sally, you okay grabbing her?
Yeah.
I hope that everything's okay.
Hello, Carla. Sally's coming to get you. Thanks. All right, there we go. So,
did we say something bad about Carla?
I don't know.
I'm afraid as fuck right now. I heard banging just now, and then I hear Carla's here.
I don't know. This is terrifying.
So let's see what's happening here.
Finish your story in just a second.
Or
that
maybe
is terrifying.
Is everything okay?
Hello, Carla Okerson.
Michael's holding my beach pass.
Right. Well,
would you have the beach
let's
pass?
Interrupt the whole
Are you going to the beach right now?
He told me to come here.
At 10 o'clock when the show's over.
That is not true.
So come in. Come have a seat and listen to the end of the story.
And maybe pop on. He literally told me. Now he's like, Carla's
God,
here.
the banging was scary.
Hi. That was terrifying.
For people that couldn't hear on the air, we were literally heard banging in the back of Governor's. And just so you guys know that we're in the back of a dark comedy club, essentially, where there's an alleyway.
Oh, don't camera me because I'm not camera.
No,
Don't camera her.
But she'll
no,
talk.
don't camera her.
She can talk. But
Your camera.
listen, I was on the phone with Carla before I got on the air. I go, hey, listen, we're off at 10 o'clock. I'm at Governor's. Come pick up these beach passes when we get off the air and not when Mark's in the middle of a story about having a grand mal seizure.
Absolutely in no way what was said.
But I want to understand why the need for beach passes at 10 o'clock tonight. Oh, you're not going to see him until...
Correct.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So he
Okay.
said, pass by. I have them on my person.
Yeah.
And maybe say hi.
That's fair. That's
so
fair.
then now he's like,
Yeah.
oh, Carla, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, I got it. I
it's
got
so
it.
terrifying.
The knock was terrifying. I thought somebody was going to...
Well, first I knocked quietly and I didn't hear
No,
anything.
that felt like a gangster knock.
Yeah,
It felt like
exactly.
we were getting pinched.
Well,
tonight.
I'm a thug.
I heard
Yeah.
it, and I was nobody else really said anything, so I was going to ignore it.
No,
And
I
I'm like-
felt it.
But I'm like, in 5 minutes when we get out of here, somebody's going to be waiting out there
I
for
felt
us.
it in palpitations. I felt it in heavy palpitations, and honestly, I'm relieved that it's you. I will say that I'm relieved that it's you.
I'm not.
Interestingly enough, I think
Yeah.
that leads to a topic of conversation that you guys started off with,
Which is?
which is that you were like, hey, I didn't get invited to any of these 4th of July parties.
Yeah, that's okay. I passed that. I'm going to see a counselor about it tomorrow.
I know, but
I'm
I'm just
fine.
saying, like, maybe the reason why you didn't get invited is because every time somebody shoots off a bottle rocket, you have like a full-scale panic attack,
could be
and
true.
you're rolling around on the floor.
I guess that's possible.
You know,
But I
that
didn't-
might be why you're not the first person on the 4th of July party list.
Fine. It's fine.
You ever watch like Mr. Rogers when it's like a little knock at the door and it's Mr. McSpeedy?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be this is the exact opposite of that. It's like there's a terrifying knock at the door.
Right.
This terrifying lady comes in and starts yelling at me
She's
about
terrifying.
beach passes.
So you have the beach
How
passes.
am I terrifying? I'm over here in my pool wear, chilling. My
you
hair's
could
in a
be terrifying.
ponytail.
No, just
Yeah.
the banging was frightening, and then
Well, you guys have the headphones on. I didn't know if the door was closed. I tried to open the door. I knocked softly. I knocked hard, and then that's it.
understand that
But
they're
listen,
tender.
I'm
They're
going
very
to play
tender.
devil's advocate
They are
here.
very tender.
But did you think possibly that maybe to just wait 6 minutes until the show was going to be over? Or
Negative.
didn't
My
go to-
children are in the car.
Well, that's
Kids are in the-
then you screwed this up. Then obviously,
I hope you
Like,
cracked a window. It's
I did
summertime
not.
out there.
the baby's in the car with the big girl. Hopefully.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Good. So.
They should have a show, the two of them, the baby and the big girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and-
We should have named that our show. I'm the big girl. You're the baby. I like that.
I love it.
I like that. Well, so do you want to go back to the car? You want to stay so I can finish my story?
Yeah,
what do you
Mark's
want
gonna
to
know
do?
the story. Wanna hear
What's
end
the
of it?
story about?
Well, I'm not gonna tell it over
Blah, blah,
again.
he went to Jew camp in Elmont. And he wanted to play cards all the time. The counselors were going to call
Yeah.
his parents because all they wanted to do was play cards.
For
And then
money?
Mark.
No, not for money. Just
He
to
was
play
just
cards.
getting out of the sun.
13
Just to get
years
out of
old.
the
Just
sun,
to get out
that's
of the
right.
sun. And they had zoysia grass there, which is, it sucks to roll around. in
Sharp,
zoysias.
like needles. Yeah. So the only thing that my cousin and I were excited about that particular summer was that they were going to be doing a play based on the music of the Beatles, and we both loved the Beatles. We were 13. It was 1984. We were excited about it, and we wrote our own lyrics with dirty words to the song "Come Together," and they threw us out of the play. They threw us out of the play, and that was like the final shot. We were like
Do you
done
remember
with
any of the
them.
words?
I probably have them written down in my attic in a notebook somewhere, but
we're gonna
we're gonna
get
come
that
up
on
with
the
it.
show.
So that
was
so,
it about like masturbating together?
Oh no, that was "Come Together" would have been you and your friends on the couch when you were 10.
Because I'm like, yeah, me and my buddy John.
No,
could-
it wasn't like we weren't dirty like
Oh,
that.
it wasn't like cum.
No.
Hold on. So just to be clear, loud noises scare you.
Yes.
You don't like grass. You want to be out of the sun.
Correct.
He's very.
But you're
Jewish. wondering
wondering why people don't invite you to their 4th of July parties.
Well, this was a long time ago, Carla. Okay, so
Was it
I was
though?
a different child, 30 years ago, whatever it was.
Are you different now?
So let's just say that the summer after that did not go that well, and the way the summer ended was really probably the worst way it could have ended for me. They had a wedding day, and wedding day essentially was the last day of camp, or a camper. This is 1983. Just think about this, or 84. A camper was allowed to marry a counselor. So it would be at that time it was only male, female. There wasn't any
No,
of
of
this
course
other
not,
good
yeah.
stuff.
As it
And
should be.
there was a camp counselor. Ironically, her name was Stacy, same name as my wife. And Stacy was
It was an omen.
And that kid's is how I met your mother.
Stacy was, so if I was 13 or 14, she was probably 18 or 19 years old, and she would always call me Tiger. She thought I was the cutest thing ever because I was a cherubic little kid with dimples, and I had like
little
Farrah
smart
Fawcett
little
hair,
mouth,
and I was
yeah.
a smart mouth, and
Farrah
we hung out.
Fawcett hair.
And when I tell you that we hung out hard, like we hung out all the time, and Stacy decided that she wanted me to marry her, and you would walk down an aisle, and the way the wedding would end is that you got to kiss on the lips.
What a creep.
You had
Wow.
to kiss the kid and the counselor
child.
got
Wow.
to kiss the counselor.
This is the
And
worst
The
thing I've
adult
ever
counselor
heard.
and child.
And you know that I didn't do it. I was too afraid.
Are you serious? Oh
I was
my
afraid.
God.
He was
afraid to
about
do
to be
it.
molested in front of everyone.
I was afraid, and then I found out years later that she became a lesbian and moved to Oregon, and that was
I
it.
thought
my
you were going to
story.
say she became a teacher and slept with her with her students.
When you
No,
get
that's my
rejected
wife.
by a 13-year-old
I'm a
that's just
she's a teacher.
13-year-olds are just full of hormones and
Yeah,
cum.
I was so afraid. I was so
And when you
afraid.
get turned down by that, you
So-
become
What a
lesbian.
weird camp because
Yeah.
they
Well,
they
Jews,
virtually
you know.
take away like someone's first kiss. Like
What
you
a-
can never say, "Oh, my
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
kiss was
that's
at
Not
true.
mine.
That's true.
I
Not
was
mine. I held
molested
it.
for my
It was-
first."
I held it.
Can we talk about Mike just leaving like a wad of cash like in front of him
Because
so
you
people
came to
can
pick up the
see?
beach passes.
Carla, this is a professional show here. You
Came to-
threw him off, okay?
You came to pick up the beach passes that were in my wallet.
You mean you told me to come and pick up the beach passes?
10 o'clock when it was over.
That's not what you said.
Well, it's over.
It is
okay?
over. I want to
It's-
tell you quickly. I had one camp. Now, just a quick camp story.
Please.
Takes 2 seconds.
Please.
I went to camp 1 year, Sand and Sea Day Camp.
Yes.
It was terrible. It was probably
Is that
cost,
by Atlantic Beach?
I think so. It probably cost my parents $30 a week to send me there.
Right.
And everybody in the camp had already been in camp together for 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm the new guy. Nobody knew me. Nobody liked me. They all used to pick on me.
Makes total sense.
Every single one of them used to pick on me. But there was one little kid named Gumball.
yeah.
And I knew that I
Was that his real name?
I think so. It might have been. He's like this little nerdy kid, and so I was
Yeah.
like, I could pick on him because he's so
I
small.
could pick on Gumball.
And we were playing handball
Yeah.
at Jones Beach.
Handball with Gumball.
Handball, gumball. You know the little tunnel in Jones Beach where you walk to get
Yeah.
So we're playing handball in that little tunnel.
The one that smells like pee.
And
Yeah.
exactly that
Why
one.
would you want to play handball in there so your ball can just
Carla,
cover it pee?
that's what he was told to do as a camper.
That's what I was told to do while we get peed on by the counselors.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, just like Gumball thought he could join in on everybody else picking on me.
Right.
And I just grabbed him by the neck and just joked him up against the
Oh, I
fucking...
hope you killed that fuck.
Oh, man. The counselor had to pull me off of him because I
Oh,
just had
man.
my hand around his little fucking throat.
Mike was such a shitty kid.
No,
He was a
definitely a
really
What are you
shitty
talking
kid.
about? He was abused.
That's abuse,
He was a really
exactly.
shitty kid.
I was being abused at camp.
They were calling him Meatball. Meatball,
Yeah,
get off a
hey,
gumball.
Come over here, meatball. Meatball, why don't you go playing with Gumball?
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you my Mike camp story.
Oh, God.
Anybody who sent their child to camp knows that it's wildly expensive. So I send Mike what I find is a reasonably priced camp because it's not like $8,000
Right.
a summer.
Yeah.
And Mike's like, "Can't you send her like the YMCA or like
Yes.
something else?" And I'm like,
Right.
"Do you know how much the YMCA costs? It's like $8,000 a summer." Mike is trying to send Juliana to some like bullshit like garbage camp. He's like, "Isn't there anywhere we can send her for like $150 a week?" And I'm like,
He's trying to
No.
save money, Carla.
"He's trying to get Juliana murdered
I
and
actually
trafficked."
actually
almost
brought
murdered
up
us tonight.
Bible camp.
Yeah, he wanted to send her to a Bible
Oh, yeah,
camp.
there's one by our house.
There's
Yeah.
one right at St. Raphael's here.
Yeah.
And it's like free. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I was like, you're not sending my kid to Bible camp. We hate America and God.
Correct.
Well, on that note, it's 10:05 p.m.
Mike-
Mike and I have palpitations from the door knocking. Sally's totally in control. Carla's got her beach passes for an 11 p.m. fucking beach visit.
I love how me and you go, Sally, someone's at the
I know,
true.
and they're so afraid when
Oh
they
my
say
God.
it too. Like,
I'm terrified of
Meanwhile, Mike told me to come.
All right.
Sally, someone's
Well-
banging. I didn't think you were going to get a battering ram.
Horrifying.
How'd
Now-
you think I was going to get in if the door
We're
was
gonna lock the
closed?
door from now on. Tony one
It
week, you
is
another
locked.
week. I'm gonna tell Stacy to roam in next week.
Well, we'd like to thank our
wait,
guests
Stacey,
today.
Carla
you gotta
Okerson.
go
Okerson.
Stacy's in your life.
Chris Monty.
Monty,
Um,
Silly
I forgot I
Sally.
was boycotting this show. I just
Yes.
wanted my beach passes.
But
Remember
yeah,
next
thank
week.
you guys. Make sure you go into govs.com to get tickets to see Chris Monty Friday and Saturday night at the Brokerage Comedy Club in Belmore.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, follow us on
That's it.
on the gram and the twit.
And what do we say? You have to pound it, push it. What do you say?
Oh yeah, smash that like button,
Smash it,
and
yeah.
pound that subscribe button.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
You guys came out in full force last week. We had Copenhagen Bandit give us a push with a few
Yeah,
extra
big
thousand
push.
visitors.
Yeah.
Visitors. So keep on sharing, keep on
Yeah,
listening,
like
and
100 new followers. And
yeah.
if you're listening from last week, I hope you enjoyed it again this week.
Absolutely.
Even though we didn't have the bandit, but he's a good guy, and
Yes, absolutely.
we like his fans. So keep tuning
thanks,
in.
guys. We love you. Thanks. We'll see you guys next week. Okay.
Bye bye.
We should call the show Scaredy and the Cat.